everybody, hello, welcome back for another strategies, tactics and boosts video, and we are going to talk about the opening and final round uh, of the Saudi Arabian GP. We have Formula 1 racing there, so this is our event in F1 class. Now, I hope everything went well in the qualifying round. I hope you used the strategies we have shown you, and we helped you qualify to the opening this Saturday. So let's go and see the the tracks we are racing this weekend. As I said in our previous strategy video, this is going to be a very wet event. So let's go and see how many tracks we're going to see, at least some chances of raid. So as you can see, we have Barcelona, Singapore, Baku, and Monaco. 4 out of 8 tracks with some chances of rain, and sometimes I say that it's better to see an 100% chance of rain. You are sure that you are racing in you will have a wet track. This 30, 33, 12%, 44 probably means changes during the race, changes in the weather, or we might start wet and then see the sun, or start dry and suddenly lap 6 heavy rain maybe, and it messes up our strategies. It's better to know, yep, we have a full wet race or a full dry race. But okay, this is the beauty of it. This is what makes it unpredictable and difficult. Of course, it makes it a little bit okay, give me 1 second here. Okay, it makes it a little bit unfair because we might have changes in the weather during the race that will affect negatively our strategy, and some other players will have changes that will affect their race positively, or they won't have any changes and they can execute their strategy without any troubles. So yeah, sometimes we think that, and would and it's fair to think that this is not right, it's unfair, but okay, this is the game, and we know that we are going to have difficulties like this. So let's go and see how we can overcome all these events. Okay, let's get started. Okay, we have Jeddah. We have talked about Jeddah. It's going to be a dry race both of the times. Give me 1 second here. Let me see the temperatures. Yeah, okay. Last race in Jeddah, we might have some difficulties in temperatures, some high temperatures, but more or less I believe we are okay. So, Jeddah, dry race, only one way to go, 2 pit stops, and 2 to 3 soft, soft, hard, and hard, 3 to 2 hard, soft. And then last thing I always explain to you, it's all about your tire management, the temperature that we are racing, and we decide softs or medium. Of course, hard, soft is the better and the fastest choice, but if we cannot push in the last stint with softs, then medium is the better choice. Okay, let's go to the next one. It's Austria. Again here, one way to go, 2 pit stops, and this is the track that we're going to have the fastest lap in the opening and in the final round. So if you get the chance, try for the fastest lap in both opening and final round races. As I told you, one strategy to go. So 3-3-4, soft, soft, medium, last stint, go with medium. You have to be able to push even against a real opponent, especially against a real opponent. I would 100% choose mediums, because with softs we cannot push, we cannot defend, we cannot attack. All we need to do in this strategy is, in our second stint, recharge our power unit, so we have probably 100% in our battery for our last stint, and then we can defend against a bot or a real player. Of course, 3-3-4 is always vulnerable to this strategy, 4-3-3, and believe me, I'm saying use medium in the first stint if your tire management isn't so good. But if you have good tire management, go for softs there, for 3-3 all softs. And this strategy in the last stint is vulnerable to this strategy, because our opponent will be with softs and with softs for the last 3 laps, so he can push. If our opponent has managed to have a lot of power unit, has his power unit fully charged, we are in trouble for sure. But it's all about how we play the race. But we are even to understand why I'm saying go with mediums here. If we go for softs, we are even more vulnerable than to this strategy than when we are with mediums. So good power unit management, and 4-3-3 medium or soft, and 3-3-4 soft, medium. Okay, next one is Spain, and we're going to have we have chances of rain here. In Spain we have we always go one driver with 1 pit strategy and the other one with 2 pit strategy. But if we are at the back or in the middle, 1 pit strategy is the best for both our drivers. We can either go 5-3 hard soft. My third choice would be 3-5 soft hard. The best choice, and for sure wherever we start, 4-4 medium. If you can go both your drivers with this strategy, it's even better. It's the fastest strategy of all. And of course, if we are in the middle or at the top of the grid, the second fastest strategy after medium is this one, 3-3-2 all softs. But if you ask me, if you can go both your drivers 4-4, it's going to be the best strategy you can follow. Now, if it rains, bots will pit lap 5. This means we undercut, we do the undercut. Always in rain we do the undercut. So 4-4 with 4-4 wets for both our drivers. Only if one of our drivers is at the top, then we go 5-3 as the bots. Okay, next one is Singapore. Again, we have rain here. Singapore is a very, very, very difficult track against maxed bots. Against real players, it's a disaster. Probably if you play against a same caliber opponent, it's going to be extremely difficult to get both your drivers in front of your opponent. Probably it's going to be 1-3 to 4, or maybe 1-4 to 3. That's how it's going to end up. Um, it's a very difficult track, and with rain, it's even more difficult. Now, the fastest strategy, of course, is a two-pit strategy. All softs, we just need to make a gap between our two drivers to execute the plan, but that's it. Probably when we start here, when we begin our race, we push our first driver, and we don't push, we stay on yellow with our second driver. With this, we gain two things. First of all, we get the gap we need to do the pit stop without stacking, and our second driver has a fully charged ERS power unit, so we can push him and we can be aggressive later in the race. Alternatively, if you are afraid that you cannot avoid stacking, then one driver 2-2-2 and the second driver 3-3 with mediums. It's a little bit slower. Against bots is okay, it's okay. Against real players, I would try to stick to two pit stops, all softs. And of course, there is always the third alternative, but here we have to be careful about the reliability of our car. This is why you see me choosing Gene and Hook for our boosts that have reliability boosting in them. Okay, now if it rains, the bots will probably beat lap 4. Sometimes some of them go even further. And thank God we don't have a safety car, because with safety cars, we have seen bots never pitting in Singapore. Okay, I don't want to discuss this now, but so if you ask me, the best strategy is 3-3 for our drivers wherever we start, and if we are at the top of the grid, 4-2. Again, when we go 4 laps in Singapore, let's be careful. Take care of our car's reliability, because 4 laps in Singapore is a lot for this for the reliability of our car. Okay, next one, Baku. Nice. Well, in Baku, it's simple. When we have high pit times or we are in the back of the grid, we go for one pit stop, 4-3, 3-4, and 4-3 can be done either hard medium or even faster if you can do it medium. 3-4 on the other hand is going to be only like this, medium hard. Now, if we are in the middle or at the top of the grid, and we have, of course, we're going to have small pit times, fast pit times, then the fastest strategy here is two pit stop, 2-3 soft, medium. Don't even think about last stint going with softs. You will run out of tires at the top of the last straight, and there you are going to lose a lot of positions without tires. But if you are, for the driver that you're going to use 3-2-2, you can easily go instead of medium soft, which is the most common way to go. You can go soft, all softs, and let me show you once more why we do this. Okay, so if we go 3 laps with softs, we will probably run out of tires at the beginning of sector 3, the yellow sector, which means that until the end of the race. If this is in our last stint, we have to go, you see the checkered flag there, we have to go all sector 3 with 0 tires. We are going to lose a lot of positions. Okay, now, if we do it on our first stint, then we will probably run out as if it was in our last stint. In turn 18, somewhere there, we're going to run out. Yeah, it's turn 18 and 19, somewhere there. But we have to go until where it says speed trap, where it's the entrance of the pits. We have to go with 0 tires until there, and that's it. It's half the distance. So if we are going to lose some time with 0 tires, let it be in our first stint where we will do half the distance with 0 tires. Okay, don't do it in the end of the race. Okay, and now if it rains, no 2 pit stops, no nothing. It's if it rains, it's only one choice, 1 pit stop, 3-4 for both our drivers if we are in the back or in the middle of the grid, and only 4-3 if we have a driver in the top 3, top 4 in the race. Okay, next one is Monza. This is, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, this is race number 6. Yeah, Monza. Monza is Monza. We all know what happens here. Of course, the best strategy in Monza, as it is in the other Italian GP, the Emilia Romagna in Imola GP, 1 pit strategy is the best strategy here, especially if you are even if you are at the top of the grid. But if you are at the back or in the middle of the grid, don't even think about anything else. 4-4 with hards, don't be afraid of doing it. Of course, we can execute this strategy with medium in our first stint. We will run out of tire by the end of first stint, but it's okay. We will have a full charged power unit for our second stint with hards. But this is only if you have the tire management to go 4 laps with mediums. 1 pit strategy wherever you are. Even if my drivers are going to start 1-2, P1, P2, one of them is going 4-4 medium hard. So don't even think about anything else if you are in the middle or in the back of the grid. Both of them 1 pit stop. Now, if you have a driver at the top of the grid, then choose the variation. It suits you. It suits better for you to do 2 pit stops. If you can go, okay, here again you see last stint 3 laps with mediums. We don't want to run out of tires in the end of the race. Never. This is why, well, not never. Yeah, almost never. So this is why we go with mediums in this last stint in 2-3-3. Now, if it's a 3-3-2, it all depends on our tire management. It can be done like this if you have a bad tire management. It can be done like this if you have a good tire management. We push a little bit in our first stint, and okay, we will run out of tires by the end of the stint, but it's okay. We will pit. Second stint, we mostly charge our power unit, and then last stint, 2 laps with softs, we can spend all our power unit attacking our opponents or defending if we are P1, P2. So as you can see, this is an alternative. You can try if you want, but you need almost perfect tire management. If you are at the region of 98, 99 tire management, then maybe you can do this, but Even so, I would really prefer to go last in with mediums. Okay, and last race, race number 7, and then we go back to Jeddah. Last race we're going to see, last track we're going to see is Monaco, and yeah, we have some chances of rain here too. One pit strategy here is the way to go for both your drivers. Depending on your tire management, you can either go 5 laps with hards or 5 laps with mediums, and 4 laps with mediums or 4 laps with softs. In Monaco, don't be afraid to run out of tires. The track is fast even with 0 tires, so instead of 5-3 hard soft, uh, okay, or 3-5, this is a little bit slower, and 4-4 medium medium, this is going the conservative way by picking talking about compounds, picking compounds. This is a little bit safer. You will never run out of tires, but if you want to be faster, then it's better to go 5-3 medium soft. You will run out of tires in the middle of stint of in the middle of sector 3 in your first stint. Okay, but 0 tires in Monaco are fast. Going with 0 tires is fast in Monaco, so don't be afraid of it. 5-3 medium soft and 4-4 soft medium again. First stint, sector in the middle of sector 3, you will run out of tires, but it's okay. It's fast enough to go and get into the pits with 0 tires. Now, if it rains, bots will go 5 laps. Sometimes we can see extreme stints with 6 laps in rain, but basically bots will execute a 5-3 strategy. So we go 4-4 if we are at the back or in the middle of the grid, and if we have 2 drivers at the top, then one driver will do 4-4 and the other one will follow this strategy 5-3. The driver that is at the highest position, for us P1, P2, P3, P4, somewhere in this region, yeah, go with the bots in the same round to pit for wets. It's something we do all the time when it rains. The undercut with one of our drivers, and if we have a driver at the top of the grid, then we pit same lap with the bots. So as you saw, we have a lot of rain, and we don't know if, okay, we always see the strategies if it's a full wet race. If it's not a full wet race, yeah, you have to decide there on the spot what to do, but use this knowledge. You have to know that, okay, in Monaco we can go 5 laps with wets, so this is an information you have to know in order to decide what to do if the rain starts at some point during the race, or if it's going to stop. You have to know, do I need to pit again for wets? Can I go that extra mile that will save me a pit stop and go for slicks after that? So you have to know how many laps the wets can go, how many laps the slicks can go during a race. If we have changes of weather, it's all the information you need to decide when to pit, which compound to use, and of course we need a little bit of luck. Okay, let's see our tracks again. Jeddah, Austria for the fastest lap. Barcelona, Singapore, Baku with chances of rain. Monza, a dry race. Monaco, again, the track with the highest chances of rain. And finally, we go back to Jeddah with some chances of high temperatures. So be careful again there. I hope you liked the video, you found it useful. If so, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to press the like button. There is a little bell. If you click on it, it's like saying to YouTube, please, when the president uploads a new video or when the president is live streaming, please send me a notification so I can join the live stream or I can go and see the video. So do all of that. Read the description of the video. You will find there my Discord server link. Click on it, join the Discord server, join the President's Gang, and we can talk about anything you like there. We can talk about, of course, the game, strategies, recruiting, getting into the President's Gang. So yeah, don't miss out on that. Thank you for watching. Best of luck to your races this weekend, and don't miss out my two live streams, the opening round live stream and the final round live stream. Thank you for watching. See you next time.